In this video, I'm going to be showing how to do all of the pre-flight checks and inspections in the aft tail cone area on a Citation 2. Now, the Citation fleet has lots of STCs and modifications available, so some Citation 2s and really any Citation might be set up slightly differently depending on where they've located the battery in the baggage area, but this is a common setup, and I'm going to be showing you some of the details here. So the battery is the very first thing that we notice as soon as we open the door. You can see the quick disconnect is set up on the forward part of the battery facing aft. You can connect the battery there. Normally we have that disconnected at the start of a day, but since we're on a trip right now, that's hooked up and ready to fly. And then aft of that, so as I turn towards the rear of the airplane, there's this canvas divider wall that separates the actual baggage area from the kind of the mechanical section of the aircraft. I've crawled up inside the inspection area here to show you that there's a zipper on the right side and a zipper on the left side of this canvas divider, and there's all these pins or knobs along the top that are used to secure the top of the divider. So normally during flight these all need to be secure. I'm going to be opening it up here shortly to show you the size of the baggage area. Here we go now with the canvas divider open. You can see back here it's not huge, but it's also not bad. You can fit about probably definitely 3, maybe 4 rollaboard bags, kind of like carry-on size bags. Now that we've got this resecured with the zippers all the way up, all the pins twisted 90 degrees to secure the top part of the divider, that's ready for flight. I'm going to turn around to face forward now, and looking forward is the hydraulic reservoir and the engine fire bottles that I'll be showing you here in a minute. The easiest way to see this is by using a flashlight, or we have this switch on the forward part of the door that turns a light on back here to show all of the inner workings. Now that we've got the light turned on, I'm going to be showing you the hydraulic fluid reservoir. The way to look at this, I find easiest, is to stand straight up. I'm not very tall, I'm only about 5'7", so it's easy for me to stand straight up, but as you stand straight up, you can look forward and up high, and you see this cylinder here has a sight gauge on the hydraulic fluid reservoir. The first line, the furthest most forward line, would be where the cylinder was at if it's needing to be refilled. The second line towards the aft, but between the two lines, I should say in the middle of the 3 lines, is kind of the ideal spot. That's where it's perfectly full to the correct amount. And then if it was to be extended all the way to the aft position, that would actually indicate that the hydraulic fluid has been overfilled. Here is a much better shot from a close-up angle that you can see where the low refill position is, the full position, and the overfilled position is on the hydraulic fluid. Now that we've checked the hydraulic fluid, we're going to check the engine fire bottles. We have 2 bottles that both need to indicate that they have pressure. They're a little bit of in a tricky spot to see, but we have one bottle right here and another bottle to the left of that, a forward and an aft bottle. There's 2 mounted here, and on the pressure gauge we should see some kind of pressure reading. The pressure is going to fluctuate to a certain extent depending on temperature, but as long as we see that there's pressure in the bottle, that's considered acceptable. It's really kind of an all or nothing situation where you can't blow only part of the bottle. The bottle is either blown or it's not. So as long as you see pressure at the gauge here, it's considered ready to fly. And of course, if you want to verify that it's the correct pressure, technically you can look up at the placard on the panel between the bottles. I'll try to get a shot of this here. There's that placard right between the bottles that will give you an exact pressure based on the ambient temperature of what you should expect to see. So if it's warmer or colder, it fluctuates. But that's sort of a technicality. And then as we come around here, we can see on this bottle, there's some pressure. So those are the engine fire bottles. Next, we're checking something on the Citation 2 that is related to the ice protection systems. We're wanting to make sure that the engine anti-ice wing leading edge ice protection is functional. So if you remember, on the leading edge of the inboard section of the main wings, there are 5 electrical heating elements per wing that heat up that leading edge to prevent ice from forming. And then since the ice is not even forming there, it can't be ingested by the engines. So each of those electrical heating elements has a circuit breaker on the very far forward portion of the bulkhead. So if I can reach in here and see this, I have to get just at the right angle. Kind of have to twist your head around. There, do you see that circuit breaker panel? This is on the left wing. There's 5 circuit breakers that pop vertically, and we see that all of those are down. They have not been popped, meaning that all 5 of those heated elements should be working. I found that by twisting the light to a different position, it makes it much easier to see that breaker box back on the right side, and that indicates all 5 of those circuit breakers are down. They have not been tripped. The last thing we do before closing things up back here would be to look around and just take a look at the general condition of everything in the mechanical area here, because we want to make sure particularly that there's no residue of like an oily residue on anything that would potentially be hydraulic fluid leaking. That's probably the main reason that you would see an oily residue back here, is if there was a leak in a hydraulic line of some sort. Last but not least, before leaving the baggage area, you have to make sure to reach up, turn that light off, because that light is wired to the hot battery bus.